Welcome to Let's Talk Sport and Sportskeeda's preview of the Champions League quarter-final, second leg between Barcelona and Manchester United. Of course, it finished 1-0 to Barcelona last time out at Old Trafford. Luke Shaw getting the own goal, and as a result as well, he's got himself suspended for this game, so he won't be featuring. But United do have the returns of Alexis Sanchez and Nemanja Matic back into the squad after injury, so it's going to be a nice boosted squad. Potentially a few players that were rested at the weekend, McTominay and Rash, potentially return into the squad as well for Barcelona, who are absolutely fantastic at the moment. Haven't conceded in the last 3 games, and are unbeaten at home since November as well. Luke, Barcelona, just another incredible force in Europe and looking like stronger than ever. Just looking so dominant and potentially looking like they've got themselves another spot in the last 4 of the Champions League.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think I watched the first leg of Barcelona United, and it wasn't a vintage Barcelona performance, which was surprising because I did expect Barcelona to really put the tie to bed at Old Trafford, but they got the goal from Luke Shaw on goal, and since then Barcelona didn't really press for a second. They sort of sat back, kept the ball, and sort of like said to United, come on, attack us, let's see what you got. And United didn't threaten, didn't register a shot on target in the Champions League, which is, for a United team, that's poor. Like, that's really poor. And since Ollie's come in, like, they've tried to play like the high pressing football with the 4-3-3, but recently I think he's tinkering a little bit too much. Like, I think he played 3 at the back, Luke Shaw as left centre back, Diogo Dalot left wing back, and it didn't really work. He's trying to compensate, knowing that his back line isn't as strong as he would have wanted. And I think, like, the summer is going to be a massive summer. They're going to have to spend lots and lots of money to even get back into that title contention. But as for Barcelona on the weekend rested all their players. Literally, it rested Messi, Suarez, Rakitic, Piqué, Longley, like, resting them for this game, because I think Messi said at the beginning of the season, it's all well winning La Liga titles, but we want to win the Champions League again. And Messi didn't really have his great game. It wasn't vintage Messi at Old Trafford, but back at the Nou Camp, you can't imagine Messi not banging a couple of goals in and sort of really humiliating United. As for United, obviously Sanchez and Matic are back. If I'm Ollie, I wouldn't pick them. Like, the team, all right, it was a little bit of a defensive team, but like Scott McTominay, Fred and Pogba, it worked. Like, it was a good balance, and I wouldn't imagine United fans would be saying, oh, we need to be starting Scott McTominay in the Champions League against Barcelona, because he was probably United's best player, Scott McTominay, by the way when Vidal came on for Barca, Scott McTominay made him very, very unsettled, and that's sort of what Barcelona's not really used to, like people harassing the midfield. But yeah, I just can't imagine United scoring at Nou Camp, and I definitely can't imagine anything else than a Barcelona win, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the one thing I was going to mention, is that if there was one strong point to take away from Manchester United in a game against Barcelona last week, it was that they essentially won the midfield battle with Scott McTominay playing really well, and had the better of Vidal on occasions. And, you know, we could see Sergio Roberto brought into the squad as a result, in order to try and make sure the same doesn't happen at the Nou Camp. Ousmane Dembele as well made his first appearance of the month at the weekend too, and probably look to compete with Felipe Coutinho on the pitch as well, in order to try and muster up a spot. And of course, we all know the firepower of Messi, but Suarez is a dangerous figure as well moving forward, and he can certainly bag in a few goals when he wants to, as we've seen over the years for Barcelona, as well as during his time at Liverpool. Manchester United as well got a bit lucky at the weekend with their win against West Ham, 2-1. Pogba banging in 2 penalties on that occasion there. Solskjaer's sides, though, have lost their last 3 away matches in all competitions. Of course, the most recent one being against Wolves, and also they had the loss against Arsenal not too long ago as well. But from what we've seen already from Manchester United in this competition, Luke, you can't write them off because of performances like they had against PSG last month. What are we expecting from United in this game? Do you think they're going to sit back and allow Barcelona to attack, or do you think they're going to go for it straight from the off?
I think they'll sit back. I think they'll sit back, soak up the pressure, and with the it's like if they get a goal before half time, sitting back and soak up the pressure, I think they'll wait till the last 20 minutes before they start ramping it up, chucking balls in the box and trying to get that other goal. But PSG, like the PSG away game and the Barcelona away game, I think are two different beasts, because like PSG, like obviously PSG has spent close to like £800 million over the past few years, but like they haven't really got Champions League pedigree. Like they've not got Champions League experience. But in that Barcelona team, they've got players who've won the Champions League. They know what it takes to get over the line, and I don't see United pulling an upset, because I reckon Barcelona's experience will just like show over anything that PSG had in that famous comeback that United have.
Yeah, I think as well. I think despite the fact that they had to overturn a bigger deficit in the first leg against PSG in the last round, I think it'll be absolutely crazy if they're able to secure a result against Barcelona at the Nou Camp. Solskjaer may look back to the time in 1999 when United went to the Nou Camp and won the Champions League after beating Bayern Munich in the final. But I don't think we're going to see any replications of that in this game. I think Barcelona should be able to see out the result quite comfortably with the firepower that they've got in the likes of Lionel Messi and Suarez, and if he's able to play Dembele and Coutinho as well. So for me in this game, Luke, I'm going to go for a 2-0 victory for Barcelona against Manchester United. What you got in this one?
I'm going for a 3-0. I reckon Messi's going to get a couple, and then Suarez will score just to rub insult into the United wounds.